Okay. Welcome to week 4 of our Business Basics webinar series. My name is Nicole Vincent. This week we are going to be talking about enrolling, and not just getting people signed up, but getting people enrolled and engaged in doTERRA. So you guys have to see this though. Look at my sweet, I'm thinking it's my oldest, but it could be I don't know. It's one of my kids that can actually spell. So one of my older 2 girls, but isn't this so sweet? And this is something that is one of my reasons why. Because I think I wanted my girls to know that they have power, and I wanted to be an example of that. So that was a sweet little PowerPoint bomb. Is that, yes, you should be able to hear me. Can you not? Okay, can everybody else hear me? Okay. Okay, so, okay, that's good. So Cindy, it's on your end. Sorry, that's gonna be really loud typing. At least I type fast. Okay, sorry. But anyway, my cute kids did a little PowerPoint bomb. So that's just a sweet little surprise I had when I pulled this up today, or just now actually. So anyway, this week we are going to be talking about closing with confidence, teaching about the wholesale membership, teaching LRP, and enrolling tips and tools. So having the right tools is important, but more important is just being confident. And I'm not going to be, so I don't have a ton of PowerPoint, so I'm kind of going to be filling in with ideas. So this might be one that you're going to need to go back and watch and take notes on. But first off, let's get to the nuts and bolts. Have the right things. You want to have a kit form. A lot of people they'll get one or two kit forms, and they'll get them laminated, printed on cardstock, and then laminated, and then that way you just kind of pass them around. And then have enrollment forms. Guys, you can get these for really cheap from your back office from doTERRA. You can print them for free off doTERRAtools.com. But make sure you have enrollment forms, because this is the easiest way to get people's information and to get them signed up. So have those. Both of those are available in the class in a box. It's $25, and you get 10 wild orange bottles, you get 10 living magazines, and then you get the papers. But you can also print these off yourself. And then there'll be different tear pads available from other oil supply companies that you can get as well. But please have these on hand. If you want to save a little money, you can just laminate that enrollment form, but have an actual piece of paper enrollment form that people can fill out and sign up, so that it makes it easier for the enrollment process. So first off, have that. You might also have a price sheet. So let me show you. You guys hopefully have seen a price sheet. But the price sheet is good because it can help people see the difference between wholesale and retail, and they can act as a wish list. So during the class, I actually will have the price sheet out there. You can print those on from the back office as well from doTERRAtools.com. So if you're not familiar, doTERRAtools.com is a really great resource to find different forms and things like that. And you can print that off for free, or it is available in the class in a box as well. And I like that for people to use a wish list during the class. So we talked about last week about presenting. This week we're kind of talking about closing. So this is kind of how I explain this. Once I've talked about the oils, and I usually close with talking about the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And I'm going to just kind of I'm just going to kind of close to you guys, and you guys can take notes and kind of look at the sheets and see how I'm talking, what I'm talking about. Okay, so I know you guys are thinking, how can I get these oils into my home? Let me tell you 3 different options. The first option is retail. This is going to be the highest price, but it is going to be your best price if you're just wanting to try 1 or 2 bottles of oil. If you look on your price sheet, it is going to be the price under the retail column. This would be your price. If you think you would like 3 or more bottles within a year's time span, then I urge you to get a wholesale membership. There's 2 different ways to get that. The first way is to pay a $35 membership fee. And just like Sam's Club or Costco, it's a one-time annual fee. And after that, you get 25% off anything you buy for the next year. Isn't that amazing? And if you are like me and you like to shop sales and with coupons, then let me tell you how to get below wholesale pricing. Now, the way you do that is you purchase a starter kit. Hold on. Sorry, I put these in a different order than in my brain. So to get that below wholesale pricing is you need to purchase one of our starter kits. Oops, I forgot to disable annotations. Hold on. Sorry about that. Okay, so to get below wholesale pricing, you would purchase one of our starter kits. And they are going to include the membership without the fee. So that $35 fee is waived, and your prices are below wholesale costs. And so that is, and I'll talk about here. So I give them options. And for me, I'm all about options. I am not pushy. I'm not salesy. I want people to choose what is best for them. And I have learned, do not assume what you think is best for them. I have been to classes where the presenter has tried to talk people into buying retail. I've been to classes where the presenter only presented the diamond kit or the natural solutions kit and nobody bought anything. And so you've got, and I've been to presentations where they only talk about the family physician kit. So first off, talk about the wholesale benefits. And this is something that you don't have to go super into detail. Remember, we don't want to overwhelm people, especially when we're talking to oils for the first time. If you're doing this in a one-on-one situation or you're doing this in a group setting, it's going to be similar. You might just use a little, if it's one-on-one, you're able to kind of customize it a little bit more versus the classroom setting. But the wholesale benefits, and make sure you guys know this, because if you do not know these benefits when you're going to share with somebody, then either you're going to have to say, oops, I'm sorry, I told you wrong, or you're going to have some upset people, or you're going to look like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. If you don't know these yet, you can have them written down. There's nothing wrong with that. So with a wholesale membership, and there is going to be some changes that come up with this that will be announced after leadership, probably starting in March. They're all good things. And so, but as long as you know this basis, you're good to go. So with a wholesale account, you get 25% off retail. Isn't that exciting? There are no minimums to buy. You have the option to earn up to 30% back on everything you purchase, and which you can use that to choose product. I can't talk tonight, guys. Seriously. It's been one of those days. You have the option to earn up to 30% back in free products of your choosing. You also have the option to get free shipping, and you have the option to share and earn commissions if you would choose. Those are all options. They are not requirements. Also, you get a free peppermint when you renew your annual membership, and you can easily manage your account online. So I kind of like to highlight those when I'm in a class, when I'm in a presentation, so that people understand what they're getting and the benefits. You just want to highlight, guys. You don't want to go into massive detail at this point. You can go into more detail once you are in the follow-up stage. And we're going to be talking about that in 2 weeks, because we're skipping next week because I'm going to be at leadership. But we'll be talking about that there. So remember, we're not vomiting information on them. We are just giving them the basics that they need to know to make that education to go to the next step. Does that make sense? Okay. So you're going to highlight 3 to 4 kits. I typically do not highlight the family physician kit. People, if that's what they're looking for, they will find it on their kit sheet. Okay. I like to highlight the Home Essentials kit, and then I like to highlight either the aromatherapy kit or the Cleanse and Restore kit, depending on the class and kind of how it went. If I'm doing an intro class, in most cases, I probably would lean more towards the Cleanse and Restore kit. But if we ended up talking about more of the emotional side, then I will bring that up as well. If people were talking, asking about different support for mood management, things like that, then I would highlight that. I just kind of play that one by ear. I don't have a set one that I always talk about. I just pick kind of one of those kits. Or you can talk about the athlete kit as well. It really just kind of depends on the class and what it would be geared toward. If you've got more people that are into fitness, then maybe the athlete kit would be good. Do you guys see how you can tweak that? I also talk about the Natural Solutions kit, and I always talk about the Diamond kit. So when you're talking about the Home Essentials kit or the Natural Solutions kit, any of these kits, guys, talk about it like it is the greatest thing on earth. Don't be scared to talk about how fabulous the Diamond kit is. When you get to the Diamond kit, and hold on, where's my little paper? I had it here, hold on. When you talk about the Diamond kit and how they can get a savings of over $800 when you purchase the Diamond kit, that's exciting. Be excited about that. You do not know. They could have just gotten their tax refund and they're wanting to spend that kind of money on oils. Or they're looking to start their business and they're wanting to spend that much on oils. You never know. So when I talk about the Home Essentials kit, that's usually the first one I spotlight. I said these have our 10 core oils, most of the oils that we've talked about tonight, plus it has an awesome diffuser and can run up to 4 hours. Now this kit has, no, I won't, I usually don't. Okay. So the difference between the Home Essentials kit and the Family Physician kit is 3 times as much oil than the Family Physician kit. Okay. So the Home Essentials kit, and it's like less than half the price. So if people are asking about the Family Physician kit, I always will try to upsell them. All the kits, the enrollment fee is waived. So they're not going to pay that separate. It's kind of rolled up in the price of the kit. So you don't need to, they don't pay the $35. They just pay the kit price. So I love the Home Essentials kit. I love the Natural Solutions kit. And I will tell them, hey, this, the Natural Solutions kit has the Lifelong Vitality Pack, those awesome vitamins that I just talked about. It has your diffuser. This is my favorite diffuser, a box to keep your oils. It has the hand soap, the toothpaste, the, part of our facial cleansing system. I talk this one up. Do I sell this all the time? No, but you never know. People, you never know what they're looking for. So make sure you are highlighting at least 3 to 4 different kits and have excitement about all of them. They're all great because even if you're selling, okay, profit-wise for you as the advocate, it is more advantageous for you to sell a smaller kit and get them on LRP than selling a larger kit and them never getting on LRP. Does that make sense? So don't go for the huge kits. Yes, they're great to sell. But if that LRP is holding them back, maybe say, hey, get a smaller one and then can get on the LRP. And that's going to, in the long run, going to benefit you more and help your team grow. But please don't prejudge people. I had a single mom come to me. She set up a meeting with me. She was looking for oils. And I thought, oh, single mom, she's not going to have much money. And so I was highlighting the Family Physician kit. And then I highlighted the Home Essentials kit. And she's like, I just don't think that's enough. I'm like, oh, really? Like, how can she afford this? And then the Natural Solutions kit, it wasn't enough. She ended up buying an every oil kit. And she had been saving money because she knew she wanted to get essential oils. And she had been saving her money for a while. And what did I do? I went and prejudged her because I was just like, oh, she's a single mom. She's not going to have the money. And so don't prejudge people. Be excited about every kit and let people choose for themselves. Now, you want to introduce the LRP. Don't get into all the ins and outs at the intro class or at that first one-on-one. you just want to highlight it. Just say, we have a loyalty program, and I would not use the term LRP. We have a loyalty program that rewards you for being a loyal customer. You can earn up to 30% back on everything that you purchase, 50 points, which is about $50 or higher on a monthly basis. It is totally optional, but most people order this way, and it gives you the ability to earn free products and earn free shipping. Okay, nice and simple. And you can show them the graphic, and usually on, let me see, I think on the enrollment forms they have, I'm bad, I haven't seen a current enrollment form. I'm still using like old ones, because that's kind of how I roll. So on the enrollment form, if you look down here, and this is the one from the Natural Solutions, but here on the top you can see the percentages. So you could use those to point to kind of guide people on where they would start on their percentage back and how that would work if they have more questions on them. But I would just introduce this. I wouldn't go into a ton of detail, because people, what happens when people are overwhelmed, the answer is automatically no. They're like, this is too much information, I can't process it. No. Okay. So as you have highlighted the kits, you told them the different ways, say, so this is your enrollment form. If you're ready to get oils ordered tonight, go ahead and fill out all the shaded areas, and I will be around to each of you to help you figure out the top section and what is the best for you to start with. Okay? That way they're starting to fill out the form, and they're thinking, oh yeah, I don't know, that Natural Solutions kit looks pretty cool, but I don't know, maybe I should just get the Home Essentials kit. But oh, that Natural Solutions kit. You know, let them debate a little bit. Let them start filling this out, and then you go around and you help each of them individually. Okay? Now, these are some great phrases to help as you're going around helping people figure out what they want to order. Ask them things like, what are we working on? What health goals do you have? And then how serious are you about resolving these issues now? That's going to help you understand if they're like, you know what, this just kind of sounds like a cool thing. Well, then maybe they, starting with a family physician kit or a Home Essentials kit might be a better start. And then, give them the recommendation. If I were you, if you are just wanting to have these as a backup because your family doesn't have a lot of health concerns at this time, I would recommend getting the Home Essentials kit. That way you have the core 10 oils, and you've got your diffuser ready to go when you need it, and you're good to go. If someone says, you know what, I'm ready. I am ready to do this. I'm committed to getting better and to improving my health, then I would say, you know what, the Natural Solutions kit might be a better bet for you, because it's got a ton of oils. It's going to get you started on the vitamins. It has a diffuser. It's got everything you need to get started now and start moving in that right direction. Okay? So I would just be gentle with your recommendations, especially if maybe these are like friends of friends that you don't know super well. But give, these people are kind of new. They're not going to really understand everything. So be kind with them and help them understand. Don't take advantage of people. If you've got somebody who's like, you know what, I really want this, but I can't afford it. Then talk to them about the LRP. Say, look, if you do the family physician kit this month, it'll be about $150 plus shipping and tax. And then if you do a $100 order next month, right now doTERRA has a special that you can get a $100 credit. And that way it's a little bit more budget friendly, so you're breaking up your purchases. And from then on, you can just do whatever you're wanting to do on a monthly basis in small amounts and just slowly work up your supply. So be kind and individualize what you're recommending for each person, okay? That's why I like to ask them, okay, now that I've given you the information, start filling out your form, and I will be around to help you pick the right kit for you if you need any help. And you're going to have some people that are going to know exactly what they want off the bat. Awesome. You're good to go. If you've got people that are wavering, that's when you start asking questions and start narrowing it down. Let's see, we've got a question. Yes, so right now with the current special, with the New Year, New You, they do have to be on LRP. So I would give that brief overview of LRP. So when I, like, okay, for example, if I'm closing with the current specials, I would say right now doTERRA has an amazing offer that only comes around once a year. If you sign up in this month and then you process a $100 order next month through our loyalty program, then you will get 100-point credit, which is like $100 in oils to your account, where you can pick and choose what you would like with that 100 points. The only thing you can't purchase is a diffuser with those points. And I keep that in mind. I always include that because I have so many people that they don't want to justify the expense of a diffuser, and so they're like, oh, I can use my points for that. And they always get disappointed. So I always include that diffuser thing. And then what I would do when I'm sitting down with them individually is I would give them a little bit more information once I see that they're understanding and they're ready to they're ready for that a little bit more information. If they're completely overwhelmed but they want to take advantage of it, I would go into more detail on the LRP and what that entails at the follow-up. If that's a wellness consult, if it's a kit check-in, whatever style you like to do, that's when I would give more detail about the LRP, especially because you want to make sure you're explaining it correctly so that they qualify for the promotion. Well, I'm still seeing me. I don't know. Can everyone else see me? Marcia can't see me. Marcia, can you see me? Hold on, maybe my computer's doing weird things. Okay, so maybe it's on your end, Marcia. Okay, everyone else can see me. So it's just a night of technical difficulties. That in my brain. It's a black screen. Okay, Marcia, maybe jump out and then jump back in. Or if you can see the PowerPoint, really, you're not missing anything here. I'm not looking too hot tonight. But I do have my super Eat Sleep Oil shirt on, which is awesome. Okay, next thing. So if you've got people that are still having questions, right? They're still having holdups. We all have those. And some classes you have more than others, right? I would recommend asking questions along these lines. What are the factors what factors are you considering in making this decision? Are you scared your husband's going to be mad? Are you not sure that these are the right oils for you? And then that way you can kind of help clear up their concerns. And then if they're still kind of hesitant, then say, is there anything we haven't discussed that will affect your decision? Maybe they're not real big fans of MLMs. Maybe you can say, you know what? With a wholesale account, you do not have to sell. You do not have to be involved with that at all. You can just get your products at a discount. So, and if they say, you know what, I'm still not sure, ask them, well, what do you think is the next best step for you? I will be keeping, I will have a deal, if you want to offer some special incentive, I will have this deal open for the next 3 days. After that, you can still become a wholesale member, but this special deal of, I'll give you a free lemongrass or something, or if you're doing the New Year, New You promotion, you've got to decide by February 29th or this deal goes away. Something like that. Let them know that there's some kind of time limit. So have some kind of limit there to the deal, whatever the deal is at that time. And it might be a deal you're making up, but have some urgency, create some urgency with that, because you don't want people to sit on it forever. And sometimes people are going to take a while to decide. I know that's how I did. My awesome upline, Megan Norp, that woman and her husband called me probably weekly for a month or two trying to get me to sign up. And I think it was during a New Year, New You promotion. So I totally missed out on that, but I was not ready for it. I'm like, dude, I'm not ready to buy your weird oils. So if they're not ready, just say, well, when would be a good time to check back with you? Or would you like to come to another class? Or would you like to meet one-on-one so we can go over your concerns? And that way it's about them and you're helping meet their needs because if you help them feel secure and you help them trust you, then they're more likely to sign up with you. And that's what we want, right? This is all about relationships. So make sure you are nurturing those relationships and feeding those relationships so that when it is time to close, they're ready to do it. Now, another tip to closing, guys, is to actually do it. Okay. I know when I first started, I was so scared to close. I was so scared to tell people how to buy the oils. I was so excited to educate them, but I was so scared. Do you guys ever feel that way? A little scared to close? It can be scary to ask for people's business, can't it? But if you look at it this way, and this helped me so much, I am doing them a disservice if I educate them about these oils and I don't give them a way to actually purchase them. So if I have spent an hour educating them about essential oils and the possibilities, and then I'm just like, thanks, have a good night. Or if you want more information, call me. I'm doing them a disservice. People want to know how they can get it. Because people do. People love to spend money. I love to spend money. And I love to spend money on things that I feel are valuable to me, that will be valuable to me in some way, or that bring me joy. So feeling joy is a big thing, guys. Ask people, how did you feel about the class tonight? Instead of what did you think, say, how did you feel about the class tonight? Oh, I felt really excited about the possibility. Well, that's a good thing. Then you can help nurture that excitement. Or if they say, I felt really confused, that was a lot of information. That's going to be a red flag to you to slow it down and make sure you kind of drip information on them instead of giving them too much at one time. So make sure you give them options. I never push anybody to make a decision one way or another. I will give them options, and I will then help them. Once they make that decision, I support them in that decision, whatever it is. One way to close, if you're doing a one-on-one or you've been corresponding maybe remotely, is I will say, let's say I sent somebody a sample and they live out of state. And they're like, oh my gosh, I loved that digestin. It was so amazing. How can I get more? I say, well, a retail bottle of a digestin is $43, or it's wholesale at $31. And then I let them come back to ask me, well, how do I get wholesale? And I'll say, well, there's two ways. You can either pay the membership fee of $35 and pick and choose what oils or products you want, or you can you can do a starter kit and let them say, oh, I think I want to do the starter kit. I can save money that way. So drip information on people, guys. Don't vomit information, and make sure you're clearing up confusion, because if people are confused, they will not buy from you, whether it's in a one-on-one situation or in a classroom setting. So make sure to take the time to clear up their questions. Ask them, how did they feel about this? How did learning this make you feel? Because people make emotional decisions. And if we feel positive emotion about something, we're more likely to want that in our life because we want that positive emotion again, right? So help people understand that and help them feel that and recognize their feelings about how they feel about the information that was presented. So follow up. You're going to have people that didn't sign up. You're going to have people that might not have come to the class, but follow up with them 1 to 2 days after the class and say, hey, did you have any other questions that I can help answer that would help you understand, feel a little bit more comfortable about getting your wholesale membership? Or whatever phrase would be applicable to that person. Make sure to clear up their questions, clear barriers. If you've got somebody that's like, and this is probably one of the most common things, oh, my husband thinks they're crazy, or my husband won't let me. I know that's kind of that was kind of my excuse at first. Like, oh no, there's no way my husband will let me spend $150 on something. He just wouldn't let me. But honestly, if it's something of value to you as a spouse, you can usually talk to your spouse and figure out something. If the husband is the barrier, the spouse is the barrier, just say, well, does your husband have any health concerns? Oh yes, he gets, occasional aches in his back. Well, let me get you some Deep Blue Rub for him to try it out to see that these actually work, that these really do work. And then that way, that can help clear that barrier. Do you see how we can do that there? Be caring. Make sure you let the people know that you care about their concerns. Because again, this is a relationship business. You want people to trust you and to know that they're not just another number, that you actually care about them and you care about helping them. Don't be pushy. If you've got a really big goal and you kind of need to have that happen soon, then let them know, hey, I've got an awesome deal and I'm reaching for a goal this month. If you think that this is a right time for you to get your membership, I'd be so happy to help you, and it would help me out a bunch this month too. If not, I'm still here when you're ready. So let people know. And then ask them, when is a good time to check back with you? If they don't sign up, that's okay. We're still their friends. We don't ignore them. Would you like me to check up with you next week, next month? Would you like me to invite you to the next class I hold? Would you like to meet for coffee or lunch? Figure out what works there and what they're wanting out of it. Some people might say, you know what, this is just totally not for me. And just say, great. Now, I would recommend, guys, connecting with the people that you are having classes with, because you're going to get to a point, and this is kind of where your business really starts growing, when you're having classes off classes, right? We've talked about that. Now, I like to go and I like to, hey, I get my phone. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I grab my phone and I pull up Facebook. And I'm like, hey, find yourself on Facebook and send me a friend request. I would love to stay connected with you. And that way, if you do have any questions, you can find me super easy. That way they don't have to keep up with, a business card or anything like that. And I've never had anybody tell me no on that. And I'm still connected with people that I had at some of my first classes almost 4 years ago. And it pays off. So connect with people, even if they're not buying oils from you at that point. They definitely will down the line. So keep that in mind. Okay. Enrolling in LRP. So LRP is huge, guys. This is what's filling your pipeline, getting people on the loyalty rewards program. Make sure you guys understand this program and understand that it is super flexible. That's one of the first phrases I will use when describing the loyalty rewards program. And when I'm talking to somebody new, I'm not going to be saying LRP, PV, WA. Like, I'm not going to be using doTERRA jargon, right? We've all been in those situations where, like, I don't know what all these abbreviations mean. So, say, hey, our loyalty program. Sometimes you'll hear it referred to as LRP. Introduce it so people can kind of make that connection. But, getting those new enrollments on LRP, there's a few different ways to encourage that. One, use the promotions doTERRA offers. They will have enrollment incentives similar to what we've got right now with a New Year, New You every January and February. And then typically again in either June or July. But sometime during the summer, they usually will have like a 50. It's not as good as the one this time of year, but they'll have one that's like 50 points, or they've done, get a free LLV when you do a 100-point order, things like that. So if there's an enrollment promotion, guys, use it. If there's not one, then I would encourage creating your own one. I like to give a free reference book when people enroll with me and then process a 100-point loyalty rewards order the following month. And when they sign up, I will give them the book and I will say, okay, here's a book so you will know how to use your oils. And this book is free if you decide to do your 100-point loyalty rewards order. That's like about $100 in, the next month, or it's going to be $25. So you can decide, don't make a decision now, but you can decide what works best for you. And some people will do anything to get stuff for free. And some people are just like, you know what, that's not worth it to me. I just want the book. Here's your $25. but I let them go home with the book, and that way they can learn how to do, learn how to use their oils. Definitely teach them the benefits of the loyalty rewards program. It's super flexible. You get free product credit back for every 50 points that you place. So if the order is at least 50 points, they're going to get points back. If it's under 50 points, they're not going to earn points back, but they will keep their place and they won't lose any points that they've earned. The minimum for the loyalty rewards order is just 1 point. So they just have to order something that has a point value. I think the smallest thing is probably the lip balm, and that's like 4 points. Or you can get like a breathe stick, and that's around 4 or 5 points as well. And so that way, if it's a month that they just don't really need anything, they can just get something small and they keep their place in that progression. So remember, I'm going to go back real quick. This progression, guys, this is so months 1 through 3 that there's a 50 point or higher order, you're going to progress. If you, let's say you're in month 8 and you can't really afford it that month, so you just do a 4 point order, you just get the lip balm. Then what you're going to do is you will not be 1 month closer to that 25. You will be still at the 20. You're not going to go back. You'll still be at the 20, but you're not going to be a step closer to the 25. So month 9 and month 10, you're actually going to be at the 20% until you get, it has to be months, 10 months. They don't have to be consecutive that you get, that you bump up. Does that make sense? Hopefully that does. But make sure you guys understand how that works so that you're able to educate people. Okay, more on the LRP. They can get free shipping. So did you guys know that you get every point, every penny that you pay in shipping, if you do it online and through the loyalty rewards program, you get reimbursed in points for everything you pay in shipping, even if you do overnight shipping. So if you pay $25 to have something shipped overnight, you will get 25 points credited to your account. So it's just like getting free shipping. And that is awesome. If they just do a standard online order, they get 50% of their shipping returned in points. So it really is advantageous to do the loyalty program because you get all of those points back, and they combine with the loyalty rewards points so that you just got this nice little doTERRA piggy bank adding up so you can have a nice shopping spree. Another benefit of the loyalty rewards program is the ability to earn commission. And the only requirement there is a 100-point order every month through the loyalty program in order to qualify to receive commissions for those people that you have signed up. So, and a key, if you're not getting people on the loyalty rewards program, guys, then you need to be educating them on how to use their products. And that really comes into effect with making sure they have reference materials, making sure they are attending education, continuing education classes. I offer a monthly continuing education class. Actually do two. I have oils now what, and I do different topic, essential oil, holistic living class, and make sure they're plugged in so they're learning how to use their products. And we'll talk more next week about the wellness consult and the kit check-in. So they're actually figuring out how to do this. Caitlin, this is a great question. When do you start earning your points back on LRP? You start earning points back immediately on your first loyalty rewards order. You cannot place a loyalty rewards order the first month that you sign up. So if you sign up February 1st and you're like, oh my gosh, I love these oils, I want to do another order, you can do another order, but you cannot do a loyalty order until March 1st. But if you signed up February 29th and you're like, oh my gosh, I love these oils, you could do a loyalty rewards order March 1st. They have to be in separate months. Now, your points are not going to actually show up into your account until 60 days after your account. So yes, you can earn commissions your first month. You just have to have your loyalty rewards order set up in your cart at 100 points or higher to show the computer that you qualify to receive commissions. And so once that processes, then you qualify, and you can get, like when I signed up, I got my check it was like 2 weeks after I signed up. I got it really fast because a friend signed up with me at the same time. And they will show up on your dashboard tab in your back office. They will show up right on the top left. So if you're not familiar with the back office, guys, please go to doTERRAuniversity.com. And there is a whole back office training that will tell you everything you wanted to know about the back office. It is awesome. And they're broken into nice little 2 to 5 minute segments so that you can watch exactly what you want. So yes, they will show up after 60 days, and all the shipping rewards points that you've earned will be put in there as well. But guys, if you're not getting people on the loyalty rewards program, look at your, make sure you're educating them on their products. Make sure you're educating them about the full line of products. If you haven't talked to them about the Lifelong Vitality Pack or the Daily Nutrient Pack, do that. If you haven't talked to them about our fabulous trim shakes or our skincare or our awesome On Guard hand soap or cleaner concentrate or laundry detergent, make sure you're talking to people about our different products and educate them on those different things. And there's a lot of resources out there, guys. A lot of us diamonds and above, and also, other leaders are doing education that you can plug your people into so that they can learn more about these different products and how to use them. But you, of course, are their first contact, right? Their first line of defense. So make sure you are talking to them and make sure they feel confident in using their oils. Okay, so action items this week. Make sure you have the right forms. If you're either using them from Class in a Box, you're getting them from Share Success or Edge Success, or if you're just printing them off, make sure you have the right forms. That's the enrollment kit and the enrollment wellness advocate agreement form, okay? Practice explaining the difference between retail and wholesale. Know your different kits. So if you're not familiar with the different kits we offer, make sure you are looking at that sheet and that you are going through and you're reading every oil and every product that's included in those kits and know how much you're saving. On the sheets, it's going to say, save $40 or save $280, whatever. Know how much they're saving so that you can explain those well. Practice explain the LRP. So if you have a friend, your upline, your downline, your sisters, cousins, uncles, mom, practice explaining the loyalty rewards program to them. And your challenge is to follow up with somebody that you signed up but is not on LRP. Help them understand the benefits and help them make sure they're plugged into like a Facebook group or some kind of, continuing education that will help them understand how to use their oils. And then make sure you're working on your pipes daily. If you're not sure what the pipes are, make sure you go back and watch each of our weeks. I'll recap it real quick. So this is our pipes. There we go. Okay. So we've got prepare, invite, present, enroll, and support. And I believe we went over that on week 2, I think that's week 2. But work on those daily, guys, so you're getting in those daily money and income producing activities that are going to build your business, that are going to make you have a solid foundation as you build your team and as you grow. So next week, and this next week is going to be a little bit longer. I know this week was a little bit shorter, but next week's going to be a little bit longer. So we're going to be talking about wellness consults and kit check-ins. That's kind of when you're following up after they've signed up, how to support your customers and team, connecting them to the right resources, and how to educate and empower them so that they're able to continue that process, okay? Jen, I'll answer your question in just a second. So make sure you guys are connected with us. My team is called the Essential Oilers, and the recordings for these are in my Essential Oiler Leader group. You can view them there. They have to stay in that group though. So if you have people on your team that would like to review them, you're welcome to add them to the group. I don't have a problem with that, but the recordings do have to stay in that group. We have text or email reminders. You can either text at BB Oils to 81010. For a text reminder, if you want an email reminder, you can go to remind.com/join/BBOils, and we will make sure you're connected with me online, and we will be having this again, not next week. I should have changed that. Not next week, but the week after, starting the 29th. So we will skip the 22nd, and we will be ready to go on the 29th. And I'm sure I'll have some really great information with new programs that are announced at leadership. So thanks for joining me. Stay online for those that are live that would like to hear more